We've all got a favourite beer in different supermarkets. Your go-to beer in Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrison's and Asda's. We've got M&S as well. But what's your favourite one in Tesco? I'm going to tell you my top five. Here, I've got reviews things. Not refuse things, reviews things. Hello again, and welcome back to Scott Reviews Things. Not refuse things. Don't ever refuse it. Well, obviously refuse things like if you're asked to stab someone or, I don't know, beat the shit out of someone. Refuse that, but don't refuse anything else. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth and all that sort of shit. So, we've all got favourite beers, favourite brewery. We've all got our own favourite go-to beer. And I thought, maybe a year or so ago, 2 years ago, I was doing what beers can you get for a tenner in the supermarkets, the £10 beer challenge. And I was at work today, and I thought, how can I expand on that slightly, and do something slightly different? So what I've decided to do is go through the supermarkets, fucking flies and moths and all sorts of shit in here, individually, and give you my five favourite beers from each supermarket. Now, this is quite a difficult task because craft beer comes and goes. So, do I go for stuff that's been available and isn't available now, or do I go for stuff that's just available now? And what I've decided to do is go for stuff that's just available now because I think that's the fairest and easiest way of doing it. Now, also, I cannot sit here in good faith and tell you I have had every single beer in every single supermarket because that's just not true. So I can only judge on things I've had as well. And I think, again, that's fair. So I can't tell you if Butty Back's any good. I've not had it. I can't tell you if Adnam's Broadside is any good. I haven't had it. I have a bottle, so that'll come very soon. But I'm not drinking in the week at the moment, so I'm trying to give you a bit more beer content, and we can have some beer chats and things like that. Obviously, I built the channel predominantly on beer. You guys are going to want to see some beer content as well. So first of all, we're going to go to Tesco. Now, Tesco is and was one of the sort of whether M&S came first and did all Waitrose, but Tesco, they were the ones that really picked up the ball with the craft beer range. There have been some fantastic beers in Tesco over the time. I could have, but in the top five, let's go through what were my go-to beers in Tesco for a long time. Punk IPA, before they fucking ruined it. Drunk my own body weight. 1773, it's not anymore, in Punk IPA. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, I've drunk my own body weight in. And this is not necessarily from Tesco, but Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, absolutely fabulous, was my go-to. The Torpedo, absolutely fabulous when that was available. I think it was available in M&S or Waitrose. Sierra Nevada Torpedo. You had Love and Hate when that came out. Life and Death from Vocation, still although I think Life and Death's changed ever so slightly over the years. Love and Hate still very, very good. Lost Cosmonauts, when that came out, I was all over Lost Cosmonauts. If Lost Cosmonauts in its original form was still about, it would probably still hit my top five. Cloudwater, Brewdog versus Cloudwater, the New England IPA. It was a game changer. It literally changed the game of supermarket craft beer. It was fabulous. And we've had all sorts over the time. Budvar has been one of my go-tos. Francis Kana. And the list goes on and on. Sadly, none of the newer stuff in Tesco has really hit those levels. And I think it's safe to say that none of them are going to be in my top 5 Tesco beers. So you're saying, Scott, you're slightly less fat bastard. What are your 5 favourite Tesco beers? Well, number 5 is probably something that's going to catch you out of us slightly, and it's not in the craft beer aisle. It's just over the other side. And as with a lot of these supermarkets, not all of these beers are available in all branches of the supermarkets, which makes it difficult as well. But these are the ones that I can get hold of. Number 5, Paul and Hell's, which is just an absolutely cracking beer. It's what a Heller's Lager should be, and where better to get it from than Germany? So Paul and Hell's don't have a huge amount of it, but I appreciate the craft, the simplicity of it, which makes it fantastic. And whenever I pick it up, which is say it's not very often, always the same. It's never been messed with, and is a decent beer. So Paul and Hell's sits at number 5 on Scott Reviews Things top 5 Tesco beers. Number 4 is the only. It's not, is it? Yeah, technically the only. Yeah, it is the only English craft beer in this list, and it's one of the. What is that dog doing? Absolute idiot. And it's one of the forefathers of Tesco's craft range. I've mentioned it already. They haven't ruined it. It's still really decent. Number 4 is Vocation Love and Hate. Just a tremendous beer. Again, it's not something I have a huge amount of these days, but when it first came out, I know my good friend Dean's Beer Reviews, still thinks highly of Love and Hate. I think we went back and had a look at it in a joint review at some maybe last year, and it still has stood the test of time. You see all of these other beers appear in these supermarket ranges, and then they go never to be seen again, and that one still sticks there, and I think it's still fantastic. It's 7.2, 7.3, 7.4% ABV, still a tremendous beer. So that sits at number 4 in my list. A Love and Hate from Vocation. Number 3 is probably stir a few up, this one. Number 3 is a beer I absolutely love, and I make no bones about it. I'm actually up in Peterborough, that should give it away, at the end of next month, and I'm looking forward to maybe popping around to the brewery. It's Oakham Citra. Number 3, Oakham Citra. So Oakham Citra, the first beer in the UK to use the Citra hop, and is still quaffable and smashable. I don't know if I've got a bottle. Let me have a look. See if I've got a bottle of it. I don't think I have, to be fair. But still, for me, pick it up in most of the supermarkets, Oakham Citra. That's the other ruling. Whatever sits in one of your supermarket top 5s, it can't make an appearance in another supermarket, because otherwise Oakham Citra will probably be in all 5. all of mine. Love Oakham Citra. They do it at the co-op. It's overpriced at the co-op, but I can walk up there, get a couple for a £5, come back, and I'm a happy chappy, which most of you know doesn't happen very often. So, and it stood the test of time. It's still fantastic. It's drinkable, unless you don't like the Citra hop, in which case you're absolutely fucked. So number 3, Oakham Citra in the Tesco range. Number 2 is a grandfather of beer. Draft version, this one. It's not the bottled version. And it's Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. One of the beers that really turned my head drinking away and sort of sent me off looking for other things. I'm not going to say beer journey, because I hate that term. But yeah, that sent me off. And obviously this draft can version, slightly different to the bottled version, but still readily available. You can get it in the big tall boy cans now. You can get it in little cans. It's across 2 or 3 of the supermarkets. And again, it's not been messed with. From Chico, California. If you've not tried Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, you need to try it. because I still think it's absolutely fantastic. That's my number 2 in the Tesco beer range. So we've got number 5, Paul and Hell's, speaks for itself. Number 4, we've got Love and Hate from Vocation. Number 3, we've got Oakham Citra. Number 2, we've got Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale, Draft Edition. And number 1, I'm just wondering if I've got one in here or not. Oh, I have. Number 1 is going to come as no surprise to anybody that's watched this channel for the last 18 months. My number 1 go-to beer, favourite beer in Tesco, is Franziskaner. Hefeweizen, wheat beer, Weiss beer, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely tremendous. Drunk it by the absolute bucket loads. It does everything a Hefeweizen I want a Hefeweizen to do for me. Wheaty, banana-y. You've got those coriander trails and sort of spiciness to it. A lovely mouthfeel. It doesn't give me a hangover. It's absolutely fabulous. 5% of absolute joy. I haven't had one for a little while, being on this diet. That saddens me, but it is absolutely fabulous. We'll get to some of the other Weiss beers when we get onto other supermarkets, because one of the other supermarkets does a couple of even, not better, but close to Franziskaner style beer. So that's my top 5 in Tesco. My number 1 being Franziskaner. Say I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've drank everything in Tesco. That would be fucking wrong of me. But that's my top 5 that are readily available. That if I'm going to pick a top 5 in Tesco, that's them. What do you think? What would be your top 5 beers available in Tesco? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Maybe Citra has thrown you off the edge and now you've unsubscribed. That's entirely your choice. Let me know what you think. What are your top 5 beers from Tesco? Leave a comment in the comments box. Let me know what they are. You think I'm mad? I've got the other supermarkets. I've worked it all out. This is not just made up on the spot. I've made notes just for you guys. So let me know what you think. If you, I'll do the, what do you want next? Asda, Morrison's or Sainsbury's? Those are the ones I've written out. So let me know which ones you want next and get into a bit of a discussion. See what other channels want to do it as well. If you like this video, get a thumbs up. If you don't get a thumbs down, there's a subscribe button somewhere. See you soon.